ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with? That's me.
I am not an African American.
You're an Oreo cookie, white in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro, I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I will slap you.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome. Romney affirms Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
The Obama administration has been not wanting to answer and just come straight out and say that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. They're playing games with the Palestinians. They want a so-called two-state solution. The Palestinians claim, I think it's East Jerusalem, as theirs. So when you come out and say, and by the way, the Israelis since 1980 have stated Jerusalem is our capital.
Yeah.
But the UN is saying it's not the capital. And there's a lot of people in the Middle East who are like saying, well, the UN says it's not the capital. Who cares what the UN says?
I was going to say that.
Who cares what the UN
Why
says?
is that so important?
It means nothing.
Yeah.
It means nothing. So knowing that he could capitalize on this situation because the Obama administration won't even come out and say that Jerusalem is the capital, Romney gave a speech in Israel that he laid down and said, it is the capital. He also took some digs at the Palestinian culture. I don't know if you know this, but He said because the amount of money that the average person makes in Israel, the GDP per capita they call it, is much more. It's at least twice as much, probably much more than the Palestinians. And he said the difference is culture.
Yeah.
Difference is culture, and that's why it's different. And the Palestinians went ballistic. How dare you say that that's racist? It's extremist. And they just went off on Mitt Romney.
When we went back there on that tour, we went to Israel. Mm-hmm. Remember how the Palestinians were right across the road and their town was a ghetto.
Yeah.
And Israel was beautiful. And they had areas that could be beautiful as well, but they wouldn't do anything to their areas. They hate the Jews so much, they can't even function.
You got the 21st century against like the 7th century, Muhammad time. And it hasn't moved since then. And all they do is live in their hellhole and complain about it. It's not unlike places all over the world. That happens in America too.
Yeah, the blacks with the whites.
Yeah, people are living in hellholes and claiming that the 1% have something they don't have.
Yeah.
What they have is generally better character. Sorry to say,
that's what it is.
Better character, better values.
I'm being told that Romney is in Poland now. So.
Okay.
And so the Palestinians got upset about that.
And the Palestinians are calling Romney an extremist. And he's promoting extremism, violence, and hatred. Now, these are I don't know if this is lost on anyone, but these are Palestinians who are lobbing rockets at Israel every day and trying to kill school children. And they're calling Romney an extremist, violence, and hatred.
Here's where Romney says that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel.
Do you consider Jerusalem to be the capital of Israel?
Yes, of course. A nation has the capacity to choose its own capital city, and Jerusalem is Israel's capital.
You know what? It's so refreshing to hear Romney say that about Israel.
It's so plain. And he gave a great speech, by the way, the whole speech. Could we play the part where they asked Jay Carney, the White House spokesman, about this? It's really funny.
Here it is.
This administration considered to be the capital of Israel, Jerusalem or Tel Aviv?
I haven't had that question in a while. Our position has not changed, Connie. Can we...
What's the capital?
You know our position.
I don't.
No, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. That's why she asked.
She does know.
I don't.
She does not know. She just said she doesn't know.
I don't know. Long... Come on, let's not call on Christy. Go ahead. That conversation.
Tel Aviv or Jerusalem?
You know the answer.
We don't know the answer. We don't know the answer. Could you just give us an answer? What do you recognize? What does you recognize?
Our position hasn't changed, Lester. Go on.
Position.
That is mind-blowing.
This is the guy who's speaking for the President of the United States. He can't say where the capital of Israel is.
There's some stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, I'm sure, because why couldn't he say that?
Because the Palestinians have a claim to part of Jerusalem, which is the capital of Israel. They want in the future, they want to have a so-called two-state solution where they get in there and they're right there in Jerusalem.
I know, but our country can't go along with that. And so I guess the Muslim Brotherhood really have control over Obama.
Yeah. If you are a Jew today, let's just say an American Jew today, and you still think that you're going to vote for Obama, I'm running out of words. Fool, I don't think covers it.
But just that alone should tell them not to vote for Obama.
I mean, if
they heard nothing else.
If you heard nothing else, what else? I don't know what else you need to know unless you're a suicidal type person and you're into self-inflicted pain. I don't know. I don't get it.
They must, because this guy is speaking on behalf of Barack Obama.
Okay, let me give you a little historical context if we have a minute here.
Real fast.
Israel seized Jerusalem in 1967. Okay, this is what the historian Reuters says, which is written by some lefty person. Israel seized eastern Jerusalem in 1967 and annexed it as part of its capital in a move never recognized internationally. Well, what they don't tell you in this article is Israel seized Jerusalem because they were in a war and they were attacked in 1967. And they took back some area because they were being attacked from all sides. I think that has a little context of what's going on there.
Deception everywhere, huh?
Yeah, and these people that are writing these stories, I was looking at another story I was going to do today, but people have to look at who are the news people that are telling you the story. In this case, it's Reuters. They're very liberal. The writer is named Aileen Abdallah. Doesn't Abdallah sound like a Muslim name?
I'm telling you.
Okay, and the people that are
sure ain't white.
Additional reporting you go to the bottom of the story here, Jesse. Additional reporting by Ali Sawafta.
What?
And Mayan Lubel in Jerusalem. So who is telling you the story? It's like who writes history? The victors write history, but whoever's telling you the story, you've got to be very careful about what you believe because there's people trying to influence you in very bad ways.
If ever I needed you, Lord, I need you now. We're coming back to the phones right after this break. Black Conservative, you're up next.
But the rain won't leave and the pain won't ease and the sun don't want to shine. So I ordered me. I'm torn and it's tearing me apart. I want to go, but I don't want to break her heart. Like a sword with a double-edged blade, it's gonna cut deep either way. This little town, that bigger world, chase the dream.
Like me on my Facebook fan page, like me, facebook.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Also, my Twitter handle is at JLP Talk, at JLP Talk. Patrick Rooney is here. You can email Patrick at radio@bondaction.org. radio@bond, ACTION.org. Attention, Patrick Rooney. Patrick, you said, Black Conservative hung up, so we can't get to him, but you said that back in 2008, Barack Obama said that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel.
Yes, he did, while he was running for election to be elected president.
But now he can't say it.
After he got elected, he said they need to solve it in negotiation.
Do you know what percentage of support Obama has today from the Jewish community?
I don't know the percent offhand, no.
We need to find out what that is, because if they're still supporting Obama at this point, then they're worse than the blacks. Because when I was in Indiana over the weekend, I asked black people at that party, and these people said that they're Christian. I first asked, are you a Christian? And they said yes. I said, you vote for Obama? Yes. Would you vote for him again? Yes. I said, now you know that he support same-sex marriage and all that. He said it out of his mouth. Would you still vote for him? They said that he doesn't really mean that. They are making him say that. Someone is putting pressure on him. They still won't face reality.
Yeah, I think the reason among Jews is a little bit different. I was watching a 60 Minutes piece the other day about Jews in Israel. There is a faction of Jews that are very, very liberal. They're pro-gay marriage and things like that. And I think they're just people who just branched off. I mean, they just reacted to the really conservative Jewishness.
Right.
And they become very, very liberal. So they believe as he does on a lot of issues. And they've taken so much shelling from their neighbors. A lot of them have become, they're like the give-in types. They think that if they're just nice enough, that the Muslims and the Palestinians and so forth will just put down their weapons.
But I don't know how they can believe that after all these years and the suicide bombing that has happened and the attack on Israel. How can they, even a liberal Jew? And plus, I thought Jews were like the chosen people.
They may be chosen, but at this moment right now, they're off the reservation, a lot of them. And a lot of people don't ever change.
Yeah.
I mean, they just believe what they believe to their dying breath, no matter what evidence you show them that's different.
I hope God really looking out for Israel.
He is.
And America.
He is. Still.
Well, I'm glad you believe it.
Yeah. But we're hanging by a thread, though.
I believe it, too. Okay, thank you, Patrick. Thank you, folks, for tuning in and calling in. I appreciate it. Back tomorrow.
Produced by Bond, Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. Views expressed by guests and callers on today's program may not necessarily represent the views of the station. For more information, call 1-800-411-BOND. That's 1-800-411-BOND. Or visit our website at bondinfo.org.